What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Today, we are focusing on ESPN host Malika Andrews. And Malika Andrews is quite controversial for her work on ESPN. Typically with her stances towards, I believe she dates nothing but white men because she's mixed race. I'm not sure about that. But she typically has a lack of respect for black men. And we all know when the IME UDOKA situation happened, Stephen A. Smith and her had a conversation and he had to put her in check because she was even being rude to him on his own show. But then she was coming after IME UDOKA. And and obviously we understand why he made a terrible mistake, but she was being a very dishonest and not holding the lady who he was messing with as accountable. It was all his fault and the woman had nothing to do with it, right? And you could even hear me. I was coming after Ime myself, but at the same time, she wasn't putting any responsibility on the woman. It was all his fault, right? But the most shameful thing I had a problem with was after the Boston Celtics made it clear that they wanted to move on from Ime UDOKA and go with Joe Mazzulla, she immediately went after Joe Mazzulla. Okay? She immediately brought up the fact that he had a fight in college and that he was arrested. And Joe Mazzulla did not get charged with any crimes. Those charges were dropped. He's been a hard-working black man. He's been a black man who has been in the league, he has a perfect record in the league, but that's what you saw, okay? And then I want to play this clip from Chantel Simone, shout out to her, where she talks about that some black women hate black men for no reason, okay? Let's play that.
It seems as though black women, we have some hatred towards black men. It seems as though we don't like our men. I say that because any opportunity we have to bash or put down black men, black women storm at that opportunity to talk negatively about them, to talk about how they're not sugar honey iced tea, they're not stepping up to the plate, they're not providing, they're not protecting us. But statistics shows that only a small percentage of black men aren't taking care of their kids. Only a small percentage of black men are in jail. But we like to emphasize that percentage and put it on all black men, so all black men should suffer. We are always complaining about our men, even when they don't do anything. We put such a high standard on our black men. It's like they can never do anything to please us. If you feel the need to leave a pick me, mommy, you're seeking validation, where's your ring, sis, comment. Right at this moment, I'm talking about you. Let's look in the mirror and ask, why can't you hear a message that's advocating for love and unity between black men and black women without getting in your feelings?
Now, guys, as you heard, she makes a very good point that sometimes black men are getting hated on. They didn't do anything wrong, okay? Why do you hate black men who do nothing to you? I mean, I can understand if these are the guys who are causing problems in your community. Let's say if it's been your father or stepfather or brother, it makes sense. But black men who don't know you, you have some disdain for them, right? That attitude that Malika Andrews has. Now imagine if a black man had an attitude towards that with black women. That same attitude. Oh my God, you hate yourself? You need to be fired. They'd be calling your job. And in other words, like I always say, it is completely okay for black women to be very petty towards black men, talk about them. But by any means, if that's retorted or responded to, which I don't agree that it should respond to, I think that you just, continue to be successful and leave them alone. But they're going to have an issue with it. Okay. And I want to play this particular clip from Dr. Umar Johnson in response to Cynthia G, because Cynthia G is very similar to Malika Andrews, right? And I want to play this clip.
I'm not even going to speak on her. All I'm going to say is this. I hope my sister gets some deep spiritual therapy because she was hurt by a black man in her life. I hope my sister gets some deep spiritual therapy because she was hurt by somebody, and a black man hurt Sister Cynthia real bad. And I love my sister. I love my sister, Cynthia. Cynthia, I'm not gonna say nothing against you. Yes, you were mean and nasty, condescending and rude. You hate black men, but I love you anyway, because you are still a beautiful African queen. Do you hear me, Cynthia G? You know what the G stand for? The G stand for go get some psychotherapy. Cynthia G. The G stands for go get some psychotherapy. I love my sister, Cynthia. I love my sister, Cynthia. I ain't gonna say nothing to disrespect that beautiful African woman. But as a therapist, as a doctor of clinical psychology, I'm referring Cynthia G to the Association of Black Psychologists for some post-traumatic relationship dysfunction disorder. I said post-traumatic relationship dysfunction disorder. I said post-traumatic relationship dysfunction disorder. Post-traumatic romance disorder. She just need some therapy to process the trauma. She just needs somebody to help her process the trauma. But that's my sister, and I love her. I'm not going to disrespect.
So you heard what he had to say there. Now, this is in response to that Fox Soul interview that they did, and I think he's absolutely right. He's saying, listen, some black man hurt you in your life. You need to get help. And that's what I'm going to tell Malika Andrews. If some black man hurt you in your life, some black man mistreated you, why do you feel the need to take it out on black men who don't even know you, okay? Don't know you. Black men who are trying to live an honest life. Black men who are trying to achieve something in life. You got smoke for them for no goddamn reason. Here you are mad at them for no reason. Here you are, every chance a black man is trying to do something. You're not even being objective. I can see if it's okay, well, that brother made a mistake in that. But every time you see a black man, any opportunity, like Chantel Simone said, any opportunity you get to attack a black man, there you go. It's black women on the internet. I'm in the black manosphere. And I tried to be as objective as I could. Gabrielle Union, listen, it was so many dudes I saw commenting, not a lot, not all of them, but I saw enough dudes blaming her for everything. That's not being objective, because she didn't deserve that. See, that's being hypocritical. It's not being a real man to blame her for something that the guy did. And I saw some brothers doing that, and I was on them also. That's stupid. It's childish and immature. But at the same vein, when women are doing this, like Malika Andrews, it's immature. Take your hatred to someplace else, because here's what happens. You take it over there to the other groups of men, and you're too silly to realize that you're gonna have a problem over there. How many black women hate black men and go over to the other groups and other communities and it don't work out? Because you have issues. A lot of people got issues, and blaming other people when they got issues. Y'all need to stop. Stop, in my obsidian voice. It's ridiculous and it doesn't make any sense. And the thing about it is this, black women, a lot of times when I see people like Malika Andrews, they don't really call it out. Shout out to Pink Book Lessons, right? They don't really call it out. But then you expect that some people, you're gonna have that attitude with a black man, and he's supposed to stay with you. He's supposed to be able to deal with you. And then you get mad when, okay, well, he don't want to be with you no more. He want to go to the white woman, okay? But you're giving him an attitude that's nasty. You're giving him an attitude that's disrespectful. And certainly you would want to deal with a man that gives you that same attitude, but then all of a sudden now he's supposed to stick with you and stay with you. That's ridiculous. It don't even make any goddamn sense at all. It makes no sense. It's one of the most ludicrous things I ever heard of in my life. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again for another episode of The Celebrity Drunk. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. I'm out.